I will. Go ahead, Minku.
Okay, I thought you will speak first. Okay, I can start. I can start. Okay. Sat Sri Akal, everyone. Everyone's muted, so I will take that as a Sat Sri Akal. Um, Thank you so much. Everyone can, Machisu, my camera is on and you can view me, right? You can even put me, you can spotlight me if that will help better so that everyone can see. But really, it is such an honor. It's such an honor to be in the wise uh, company of you wise souls today, because I know that you all are so connected in a very divine fashion. You are all, I know this from Masi Su, that you have all walked through so many seasons of life, and you are carrying so many years of experiences. You all have stories, you all have the silent strength that we all need. You are people who have seen the world shift. You have grown with time and the changes. And I know that most of you, ah, I know that the most of you have uh, a quiet courage that is needed. I think there is a curious and an inner journey that we all can walk on that is so sacred. And once in a while, I will switch from Punjabi to English. I hope that's okay with everyone, because I know that a lot of you are connected through Gurbani. So, ਅੱਜ ਆਪਾਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਹੋਏ ਆ not to learn something new. I think from my point of view, because I know I talk in different groups. I address internationally, nationally a lot. But this group of Masi Su, I know, is very spiritually highly evolved. At least you have attempted to go into this inner journey that is so sacred. So I'm just here to remind you what your heart already knows. And so we are not here to escape the chaos, the topic today, finding calm in the chaos of this world, post COVID, especially, Hannah. So we are just finding together a way. Maybe I have a few ways that I have discovered from my experience. From I recently got certified as a chief well-being officer. I should have taken 1 year to do my certification. It took me 2 years because I was distracted. I bring a lot to my community. I right now have 82 Rotary clubs that I look after for health and wellness and well-being. So I just want to say this on the onstart ਕਿ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆਪਾਂ calm ਲੱਭ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ, this calm is not found in the absence of storms. As you know, life is full of storms, it's full of challenges, है ना? But it is learning how to return to our center again and again and again. So for the next 45 minutes, uh, allow this. So my request is allow this space to be a pause. Everyone has families. It's about 7 something in the evening for you. For me, it's about 4:45. Um, just you have invested this time. So just gently exhale. Let this be a reminder ਕਿ ਇੰਨੀ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਾਇਨਾਤ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਲਚਲ ਮਚੀ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ, ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਥਿਰਤਾ ਲੱਭ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ. Okay, so even in that noise, we all can find stillness. And I love how Rumi says, be still. And the quieter you become, the more you can hear. You know, साडी problem की हैगी है कि ਅਸੀਂ सुनते हैं, like we hear, we don't listen. There's a big difference between hearing and listening. In fact, Shri Guru Granth Sahib ji, je मैं note किता है अंग 262, सुखमनी सुख अमृत प्रभ नाम भगत जना के मन विश्राम, composed by Guru Arjan Dev ji. उन्होंने remind किता that calm is possible, and it's actually the nectar of God's name. जी आप जाप करते हैं, सिमरन करते हैं, आप it brings us rest and it brings us stillness to the minds of the devoted. नहीं तो ਅਸੀਂ बहुत ਭਟਕਦੇ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ. If I can just simplify that, ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਅੰਗ 262 ਕਿ uh, we have to reflect in the deep peace ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸੁਖ ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆਪਾਂ, that comes only when we can anchor our minds in divine presence. uh, Inni sukoon, peace, mental stillness, inner rest mildi hai, emotional clarity aandi hai, that outside storms jo marji bahar da vatavaran hove, apa we can feel that inner peace, we hold it tight. Okay, so let's begin this journey. And today it's not as a teacher, a mentor, a speaker, an audience, but as fellow travelers walking each one of us home. Isn't that beautiful? That is such a beautiful way to treat this. So I don't claim I know everything. I read a lot, I share a lot, and maybe end of the day, I will learn from you. So let's understand chaos. Okay, and I want this to be an interactive session. And I also want a lot of you, if you can, open your cameras, because that's how I like my sessions to be. And Masisu, I'm not aware of your settings, but Jay, when I ask a few questions, can some of them unmute and answer? Is that okay? I don't know how you do this. Masisu? Hello?
Yes,
Yes,
we hear
yes,
you.
yes, Minku, that would be perfectly fine.
Okay, okay. Let me ask some of you, what do you understand by chaos? ਜੇ ਇੱਕ ਦੋ ਜਣੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਅਨਮਿਊਟ ਕਰਕੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਕਰ ਸਕੋ, ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਕੀ ਅੰਡਰਸਟੈਂਡਿੰਗ ਹੈ, what is chaos?
To me, chaos is when the mind is cluttered. You got too much information coming in and out.
Perfect, very nice. It is true. Anyone else? See, I am going to break this session down that you will go back with so much clarity. I might just explain a few things, because unless we understand, you know, apa padde rehte hain. So we know chaos, turbulence, this and that. But unless we sit and utilize this time to understand ki chaos hondi ki cheez hai, then how are we going to, find ways to battle it? How will we win this war? How will we come to a state of calm? So, but thank you for sharing. Yes, chaos is a state of disorder. It's a state of confusion. It's a state of unpredictability inside and outside world. ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਕੋਲ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ inner world and outside world ਹੈਗਾ ਹੈ. You know, the outside world is full of people, it's full of that noise, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ we have a voice in the head, but outside is noise. The weather, unpredictability, ਦੁਨੀਆ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੀ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੁਣ, right? So this is the noise, the conflicts, the uncertainty, the crisis. ਜਦੋਂ ਸਾਰੀ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਬਾਹਰ ਦੀ unstable ਲੱਗਣੀ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰ ਦਿੰਦੀ, that's the outside. The inside world, what is the inside world? It's when we are emotionally unsettled, when we start to overthink a lot, ਜਦੋਂ anxiety ho jandi hai, muddled feelings hondi hai, when we have unhealed pain, our mind becomes a battlefield. So actually it's so easy to allow your mind to become a battlefield. ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਵਿੱਚ taklifa loki chel rahe ne, there is blood slaughter, there is struggle of power, everything. I don't even want to go into politics because we are in a very calm and nice space today. So ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਾਰੀ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਨੇ ਨਾ, ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ ਨੇ, ਇਹ literally it is this noise that happens, right? So what we need is we have to find a way to get to a space where when the world is not going according to our plans, we respond and we don't react. In fact, spiritual perspective we बहुत interesting spin ਦਿੰਦਾ ਹੈ chaos ਤੇ, ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਹੋਵੇ, other spiritual traditions, they say that actually chaos is not bad. ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕਾਫੀ ਬਦਨਾਮ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੋਇਆ ਹੈ, but it is just an absence of inner anchoring. Does that make sense? कि
Ye-
chaos
Yes.
is not the outer turbulence. It is just an absence of our inner anchoring. So ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ connection lose ਕਰ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਨਾ ਨਾਮ ਨਾਲ, or with our breath, we do breath work, we do this, we do self awareness classes, ਜੋ ਮਰਜ਼ੀ ਕਰ ਲਈਏ, the world will feel chaotic. ਉਹ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਚ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਨਾ, ਮਨ ਜੀਤੇ ਜਗਜੀਤ, conquer the mind and you conquer the world. That's all there is. So chaos, ਇਹ ਸਮਝ ਲਓ, it is not around us, it is within us. And when we find stillness, sthirta, ਜਦੋਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਅੰਦਰ ਮਿਲਦੀ ਹੈ, outside world starts to make sense again. So ਉਹ ਤੁਸੀਂ, I mean, I do it, I'm guilty, but all of you who said, oh ne ਇਹ ਕਿਆ, he said this, he did that, she did that, I am justified in feeling angry, I'm justified to feel frustrated, मैं depressed हाँ, ये सारा कुछ, nothing goes right, no one loves me, no one supports me. Please know this, ये सारे बहाने ने I'm sorry, I like to call a spade a spade. It is to justify our own unsettledness, a feeling of victim feeling, your anxiety. Chaos is always going to be an inside job. I have one other question that I want someone else to answer. How many, and just listen to me carefully, how many times do you actually check in with your inner world? How many times, how many of you, you can give me a thumbs up and feel free to give me hearts, ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕੁਝ ਚੰਗੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਲੱਗੇ. But now I'm asking you a question. ਕਿੰਨੀ ਵਾਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ pause ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ, reflect ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ? Do you journal? Do you ever pause and ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? Why am I feeling what I'm feeling? And where in the body am I feeling this? How many of you, give me a thumbs up, how many of you actually do this? And I'm just going to change this view, gallery view. How many of you actually, yes, Jaswinder, very nice. How many of you, give me a thumbs up. So see, when is the last time you paused? Do you pause? Do you reflect? कि ये जो हो रहा है मैनू, जो मैं feel कर रही हूँ, कर रहे हैं, how and why is it? Okay, so not too many. I'm not going to pause here because we have to go through a whole beautiful exercise. I thank you for being honest. And all I will say is by the end of this session, you will be pausing a lot. You will be journaling, hopefully, and also you will be in a lot of gratitude for what you have, for abundance versus lack. I think that's very important. And why are we all not doing it? I mean, to kyun nahi karte ho? We take care of our bodies, we eat, we sleep, we exercise, but it is so important to check in with your inner world. So I'm very thankful to Masi Su कि ऐसी ये topic choose किया है. We are working towards understanding our mental makeup, our emotions. So दो type the people I come across, if I can be very frank. One is those who chant regularly, they meditate, they reflect, they're earnest, authentic, they're open to healing. Like I'm a pranic healer. I have worked with Fliss Crystal, with cutting the ties that bind. I do the Tibetan sound bowls and many other things, right? So एक type ਦੇ ਲੋਕੀ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਹਾਂ ਸਾਡੇ issues ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ, we have traumas, we have challenges. Chalo, let's get up. and deal with it. And दूसरे होंदे ने जेह्ड़े they are in denial कि है ही की है solve ਕਰਨ ਲਈ what is there to heal, what is there to feel, ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਹੋਇਆ, ਅਸੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਠੀਕ ਠਾਕ ਆ. And then an hour later they hear someone talking something about them and they become furious, you know. ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਚ ਮਾਂ ਭੈਣ ਦੀ ਇੱਕ ਕਰ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ. I mean, you get to decide which category. I know all of you chant and you are just a very cohesive group, but also learn to pause. And no offense to anyone, ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਸਿਰਫ ਬੀਜ ਬੋ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਾਣੀ ਦੇ ਕੇ ਨਰਚਰ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ. You are the one who is going to grow this big beautiful oak tree under which you can sit. You can allow your next few generations also to sit. So unless you make an earnest effort to understand your inner world and take care of it, which is nothing but your mental world, your inner world will stay cluttered with worry, with anger, and छोटी छोटी चीज़ां भी बहुत बड़ियां लगदियां ने. And how do you take care of your inner world? किवें करोगे? You do that by becoming aware of your emotions, by calming your mind or pausing to reflect. It's like, जे मैं example दे सका, it is like tuning the instrument before you play the music of your life. Sounds good, na? This tuning of your instrument, which is your body, which is your mind, which is your feeling, is called emotional management, which is also a segment of our talk today. And it is not only for the people ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਕੋਈ ਕ੍ਰਾਈਸਿਸ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੋਵੇ ਲਾਈਫ ਵਿੱਚ. ਇਹ ਹਰੇਕ ਹਿਊਮਨ ਬੀਇੰਗ ਲਈ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮਹਿਸੂਸ ਕਰ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ, ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਵਿੱਚ ਐਗਜ਼ਿਸਟ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਐਕਸਪੀਰੀਅੰਸ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਲਈ, ਸਾਡੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਲਈ ਹੈਗਾ ਇਮੋਸ਼ਨਲ ਮੈਨੇਜਮੈਂਟ. ਸੋ ਬਿਫੋਰ ਆਈ ਡੂ ਇਮੋਸ਼ਨਲ ਮੈਨੇਜਮੈਂਟ, ਆਪਾਂ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਸਮਝ ਲਈਏ ਕਿ ਮੈਂਟਲ ਹੈਲਥ ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ. Okay, मैं boring नहीं करांगी ज़्यादा because we have a beautiful exercise at the end. So just stay and bear with me. But mental health समझना ज़रूरी है. And I usually put it very, very simply. Take it. We all read. We are internet buffs. All of us. We are scrolling all the time. जेड़ा कि also काफी हानिकारक है. But just like the physical health is about the condition of your body, so mental health is about your well-being of your mind and emotions. How does your mind work? How does it decide? How does a person think, feel, handle stress? How do you relate to the people in your inner circle, your outer circle, your community? What are your thoughts of what's happening in the world? How do you make daily choices? Is Sara mental health which anda hai. And good mental health. Again, today I'm going to break a lot of myths. Okay, good mental health ਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਹਸਮੁਖ ਤੇ happy ਹੈਗੇ ਹੋ. It just means that you are coping with life's ups and downs. You are managing your emotions. You are functioning well with your relationships. You are patient with people around, and you're empowered. You are empowered to deal with emotions. So that means taking care of our mind, being kind to ourselves when we make mistakes. सब तो जरूरी हैगा, बहुत जरूरी हैगा. I am guilty of that. I think most of my life I'm very harsh to myself in the sense कि हाँ, my energy is loving kindness, and I am actually going all the way. I've been invited as an international motivational speaker in Tampa Bay on the 24th of February, and मैं accept किया है. And I think it has happened because I've shifted to giving myself a lot of love when I make mistakes. I don't want to be harsh. I don't think anyone should be harsh on themselves. ਜਦੋਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਮਦਦ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਹੈ, talk about it and seek help. Okay? Create very good, nourishing habits for yourself. ਜਿਵੇਂ take enough rest, reflect karo, gratitude. I'm going to tell you how beautiful gratitude is and how we can, if Masi Sue is okay, we can work with gratitude as a 28-day journaling practice. How do you handle life's challenges? So ਆਪਾਂ respond ਤੋਂ react ਤੋਂ respond ਦੀ arena which पहुंचना हैगा. We have to start living from a place of calm and clarity. Now mental makeup ਅਸੀਂ ਸਮਝ ਲਿਆ, it's like ਦੋ ਤਿੰਨ ਕੜੇ ਨੇ. So ਇੱਕ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ, ਦੂਸਰੇ ਤੇ ਚਲੀਏ ਆਪਾਂ. What is emotional management? ਜੇ ਅਸੀਂ mental health ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, what does it mean to handle those emotions that our mental makeup is creating? I will give you tips. I will give you tips later. But for now, understand how bad it is not to be able to manage emotions. And what do you think is going to happen if we carry on getting stressed, if we carry on getting overwhelmed with everything that is not under your control? Ki hoega? This pile up. I think you all know you're intelligent, emotionally resilient beings. This pile up jada honda hai na of unmanaged emotions, mental fatigue sets in. For those of you who feel exhausted all the time, ki bhi aaj to main kuch bhi nahi kita, but I'm exhausted. It is that lot of garbage that you are carrying inside you, jada ki tusi kadi dump hi nahi kar sake. It is garbage. It is weight. If anyone has seen that movie of George Clooney, ਜਿਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ he says, drop it, drop it, drop it. We have to drop the baggage because anxiety ਜਦੋਂ ਵੱਧ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ, the mind is always spinning and you are focusing on things ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਦੀ ਨਹੀਂ fix ਕਰ ਸਕੋਗੇ. So you have this blurred line between what you can control and what you can't control. Over time, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਚਾਹੇ leadership evaluate ਕਰ ਲਓ in companies, or you look at you yourself. This is what leads to burnout. This leads to frustration. ਤੁਹਾਡੇ physical issues ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀਆਂ, headaches ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਨੇ, sleep problems ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ, high BP, all that. That is because you have not invested time on the art of managing emotions. I have spoken in my TEDx. I'm a TEDx speaker in 2022, September, and my topic was the art of thinking. And I will share that also. Please go in 12 minutes and you will know how the art of thinking, if it is not in place, ki hunda hai. So once again, before I move on, emotional management ki hai, controlling how you feel and how you respond. That is where your true strength, that is where your freedom begins. In our very fast-paced life, our minds are always alert, right? We are digitally connected, we are rushing, we are comparing, oh, sade bache ne inne marks le, oh, neighbors that sun lo, or someone's daughter gets married in a good household. Oh, that is like, oh, sanu bhi ho jaye rishta, labna pehna apne kudi li. I mean, there's so much of comparison. We're always performing and we get disconnected from our inner calm. In India, there is a wisdom of this is very, very important, and maybe it's new information. I wanted to bring this to you all. There is called the wisdom of the Panchakoshas. The Panchakoshas are our energy fields, and it is our 5 elements that every body is made of. Okay? We are not just bodies or thoughts, right? We are layers of energy, we are layers of emotion, intellect, and spirit. When we ignore our emotional world, all these layers, they get unbalanced, they get disrupted. Okay? Our energy is called pranamaya kosha. Prana. A lot of you must have heard the word prana. So the prana, the energy, our thoughts, the manomaya kosha, that gets clouded. And our inner clarity, which is Vijnanamaya kosha. So these 3 koshas, they get disrupted, and that is what shows up as anxiety, anger, exhaustion, physical illness. But when? See, for everything, there is a solution. It starts with awareness. When we begin to align and harmonize these layers of our being, when we nurture our emotional resilience, as I described in Panchakosha, then our Manomaya Kosha settles down, emotions settle down, ho jande ne. एनर्जी ज्यादा आराम नाल फ्लो होंदी है our thoughts clarity वापस आ जाती है so then our vibrations are nicer people want to hang out with you ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਦੀ ਕਦੀ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ you go and you meet someone and you say hi I didn't want to stay next to them for very long that's because maybe they're not bad people remember no one is bad it's just that ho sakta hai they're going through a phase in life where everything their vibrations are not aligned so I think we should all be very loving non-judgmental and patient with people like that so that's other people but let's look at you today है ना we will be able to respond to the life's chaos we will have more inner grace and strength if our vibrations are aligned ठीक है and this inner alignment सिर्फ सानू नहीं ट्रांसफॉर्म करता it has a ripple effect like you can never like a tsunami it brings healing and balance to your spaces to your family to your community to the world ਤਦੀ ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ satsang ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਨਾ because I know Masisu I've been part of your one or two satsang ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਆਪਾਂ we send this energy out for that this topic is very important I'm going to give you a very interesting example and it is say for example I want to just choose someone from here I don't know who Uttam Kaur is but that name popped out to me so first karo with no I'm just taking an example from the sangat say Uttam Kaur ji she has you have just finished cleaning the living room I don't know if you have a teenage grandson or just assume like your son or a relative someone has walked in and accidentally they spill coffee on your table that you have just the coffee table and without a pause Uttam Kaurji, you will probably shout you say you're so careless you never think you ruined it मैं इतना time spent कितना cleaning which what happens this person whether it's your son your relative or whoever or your guest they walk away hurt and silent but सोचो थोड़ा जा it was never about the coffee it was about the frustration. Maybe you're already exhausted. Maybe you need to be seen and respected because ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੰਨਾ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ ਘਰ 'ਚ ਕੋਈ respect ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ acknowledge ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦਾ. So all this is always bubbling under the surface. So it was not necessary for you to maybe shout and react. And maybe you were a calm person. I'm not saying you will. I just took an example. But jado ਸਾਡੇ unmanaged emotions ਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੈ and a simple thing like a coffee spill. But if for a moment you pause, even for a moment, and instead you could have responded and said, it's okay, bacha, let's clean it together. Be mindful next time, all right? So one pause. That's the difference between reaction and response. It is the difference between breaking a bond and building a new one. I hope all of you are understanding. Just give me a thumbs up. What I'm saying is making any sense. You have an icon that you can use, right? And it's amazing. Like, for example, if I use this, I get these hearts. So if it's making sense, thank you so much, Rani Kaur, Manjeet, Rani. Yes, thank you. Okay, lovely. Jaswinder Kaur, thank you. So it's making sense what I am saying, right? So it's very, very important that you are aligned and there is some takeaways. So now it's only going to get interesting. Okay, now we have I still have I think we started 4:40, so yeah, we've got another 15-20 minutes and then I'm open to questions. Now there is a power in starting to understand what you feel. There is a power in your shift from reacting to responding. And please remember, it is not about denying or suppressing your emotions, about not feeling sadness. It's not about not feeling angry or fearful. This is about learning to sit with your emotions. Difference hai. It's about naming them out to yourself. It's about expressing them in healthy ways. Kite vi, kisi scriptures, including Gurbani, and I've read, the Bible. I read. I even have a mentor right now who is Master Behram Gishta. He's a Buddhist monk. किते नहीं लिखा होया, even in Buddhism or Sikhism, the calmest of, I would say, spiritual religions, कि you can't be angry. It's just that recognize you are not anger itself. Because सारा कुछ नहीं control कर सकते. You have to admit, I am angry, but you are not anger itself. Difference देखिए? ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ when you are feeling overwhelmed, anxiety, just say I am anxious. अपना shift करो थोड़ा जा. You have to shift your narratives. Very important. Just say I am anxious. Don't say I am feeling anxiety. You are not anxiety, you are anxious. Because ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਕੰਟਰੋਲ ਕਰਨ ਦੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰੋਗੇ, it's like holding water. Water ਤੁਸੀਂ hold ਕਰ ਸਕੋਗੇ, it just slips through your hands, leaving you completely empty. Now, I want to give you a little bit of leeway. थोड़ा जा, I have news for you. Actually, ਤੁਸੀਂ, why I think I do this and then my hand only gets lifted. Acha, there is two inner chaoses. ਜਿਹੜਾ chaos create, there are two culprits inside you. Who creates this noise? But ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਹੋਗੇ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ? Why am I anxious and why am I angry? So I want to break this down ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ outer and inner peace and circle ਨੂੰ, the world, who is responsible inside you? ਕਦੀ ਝਾਕ ਕੇ ਤੇ ਦੇਖੀਏ ਆਪਾਂ ਅੰਦਰ. Today I'm going to name it and you tell me if you connect to this. So this noise, inner noise that makes you uneasy, chaos, it has two powerful forms. One is called the inner critic and one is called the monkey mind. They are the ones who create mental and emotional unrest. Monkey mind ki hega hai? You must have heard about it. It's like that monkey that a tree to tree. It's jumping all the time. It can't sit still. It's making you jump from one thought to the other. ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਅੰਗਲੀ ਸੰਗਲੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੇ ਕਹਿ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਵਾਪਸ ਲੈ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਹੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਾਇਲ ਅਪ ਕਰਨਾ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਹੋ. Sometimes ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਫਿਊਚਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋਇਆ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਅਨਫੋਲਡ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਇਆ, ਉਹ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਐਂਜ਼ਾਈਟੀ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ 99 ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਕੰਟਰੋਲ ਕਰ ਲੋਗੇ. ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ that one thing you haven't thought about, the mind wants to make you feel secure. ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਲੂਪ ਵਿੱਚ ਚਲੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ, either the past. But to stay in the present, that is where the calm is. We don't have to fill our heads with endless what if, the fears, then we have these unfinished loops. So this impatient exhaustion is created by the monkey mind. Okay? And now we will work with a powerful meditation in another 5 minutes. I'm going to take you through this meditation. And inner critic ki hega. If you go to TEDx and you say Minku Butter, and you go to Hunnai Badwich, so Minku is spelled with double NKU. ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ I have talked about the inner critic a little bit more. आज मैं details नहीं जाऊंगी. This voice of the inner critic is very sharp, okay? And it's always telling you, you're not good enough, you're not doing enough. वो guilt create करता है. No, and it doesn't allow you to discover your full potential. हमेशा ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ compare करेगा. It questions your worth. My God, our worth is the most important. Our dignity is most important. Quiet moments which it will keep creating doubt. And the more you listen to it, the more disconnected you are going to be from your inner truth and calm. Together, a monkey mind and this inner critic inna storms create karda hai. It's not visible to the outside world, yes, but it's deeply, deeply, deeply felt inside. ਤੁਹਾਡੀ clarity, ਤੁਹਾਡੀ energy, all the reactions come from this. So here's the shift we need to make. We have to take a pledge today that we will not listen to our monkey mind. We are not going to listen to the inner critic at all. Let's take a pledge today. We need to master them. Okay. It is from today, we will stop mistaking every thought that is created by the monkey mind or the inner critic as the gospel truth. ਜਿਵੇਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ. And as we begin to notice our thoughts, as we start to name the emotion, what am I feeling? What am I feeling? And as we sit so gently with your love, a space will open up. A pause happens, a moment of awareness, the eureka moment happens. Trust me, that is the only way to be. Because ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ silence create ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਨਾ, it is not the absence of sound, it is the presence of awareness. Let me repeat that. This beautiful pause that we are trying to create today and taking a pledge that we will gift ourselves this pause, it is not the absence of sound, it is the presence of awareness. And in that awareness, something beautiful happens. The critic, inner critic, softens. ਉਹਦੀ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਮੱਧਮ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ. The monkey mind sits down. It doesn't jump from tree to tree, and a deeper voice comes out from your subconscious. It's calm, it's clear, it's wise, it's strong, and it becomes the sound that you should listen to. The beauty, चाहे तो उसे beauty कह लो, चाहे unfortunate part कह लो, it's always been there. Except we are guilty. We were not quiet enough to hear it. ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ 'ਚ ਵੀ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਹੈਗਾ ਹੈ, ਮਨ ਜੀਤੇ ਜਗ ਜੀਤ, the one who conquers the mind, you conquer the world. So I want to share a small story and then we're going to go into the meditation. That meditation is so beautiful, Sangat ji, that you will come out of it a very different person today. 1 minute, 2 minutes for this story. So I had a 68-year-old client, a very high flying banker. And for decades, he had chased success. I think a lot of us have careers. We are in leadership roles. We have our own businesses. We are doctors. We have, I mean, everything, right? So he pretty much, he worked long hours. He wanted to give his family a lavish lifestyle. And, but of course, ਇਹ ਮਾਮਲੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ, the wife is left to her own devices, you know. So she built a life around lunches, card games, social gatherings, shopping te chale gaye, movie chale gaye. And so while they were under the same roof na, ਉਹ ਬੜੇ different ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਰਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ, disjoint ਸੀਗਾ. And then came retirement. So ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ meetings ਖਤਮ ਹੋ ਗਈਆਂ, emails ਦਾ rush ਖਤਮ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ, that urgency that made him feel, you know, so important was all gone. And ਜਦੋਂ ਵਾਈਫ ਨੂੰ ਕਵੇ ਕਿ ਅੱਛਾ ਅੱਜ ਆਪਾਂ ਬੈਠ ਕੇ ਕੁਝ ਮੂਵੀ ਦੇਖ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਆਂ, she said ਨਹੀਂ ਮੇਰਾ ਤਾਂ ਲੰਚ ਹੈ, ਮੇਰਾ ਇਹ ਹੈਗਾ ਉਹ ਹੈਗਾ. So he hadn't noticed how busy and what a world she had created. And I really, this is applicable. I want you to really absorb this story today because, you know, so sitting quietly, silent days, long days, retirement, the eighth panga hega after retirement, all of us, whether whatever gender we are. So the mind starts to play a loop. Worries increase ho jandi hai, regrets, doubts, fears. Psychologically ਜੇ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਜਾਏ, it's not uncommon, right? ਜਦੋਂ ਵੀ routine vanish ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ, the mind scrambles to fill the void. It's psychologically true. ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ inner voice ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਸਾਡੀ, ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ busyness ਵਿੱਚ ਚੁੱਪ ਸੀਗੀ, ਉਹ louder ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ. And that stillness na, if you haven't handled it, if you haven't explored, ਉਹ ਇੱਕ suffocation ਲੱਗਦੀ ਹੈ. ਇਸ ਲਈ a lot of people cannot meditate. ਕਿਉਂ? ਉਹ stillness ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਣੀ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਆਂਦੀ ਹੈ, even after you have conquered the inner critic, everything. So anyway, cut a long story short, he heard about my work through an acquaintance. He reached out. And actually, just in the first conversation, he actually broke down and he realized कि lifetime उन्होंने family ली, busy रहे, success मिली, but he never understood stillness. He didn't know how to deal with this new surroundings. So we did a lot of consistent reflection. We did a lot of guided inner work, and something, I think, just in 3 or 4 sessions, something shifted. Excuse me. He stopped resisting that quiet. He leaned into it. The thing is, stillness which is सारे answers ने, stillness which ही stillness है, right? So we put in some practices, morning meditation, slow walks. He actually started inviting his family for dinners. Tuesday. So there was this shift, and only he could do. He reconnected with his wife. He would say, "Acha, aapa dates pe chaliye." Like he had to recreate a relationship because 30, 40 years he had forgotten to be present for others. Right? So he felt like his joy was no longer dependent on other people. And that is amazing. That is amazing. He also was fearful of death, and death then became something that he was not. He knew that this reunion with Satguru and our source was probably the most beautiful thing. So he awakened to himself. And I think that's a lovely story I wanted to share with you ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਮਨ ਜੀਤੇ ਜਗ ਜੀਤ, conquer your mind and you conquer the world, and that's really um, ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਦੇ ਇੱਕ ਹੋਰ ਅੰਗ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਯਾਦ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਸਭ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਹੈ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਬਿਨ ਨਾਹੀ ਕੋਈ. I mean, this union with divinity which comes in that calmness, isn't that what we are all seeking? Aapa kyun satsang karte hain? Aapa kyun? Because the heightened energy will take us to a destination faster, right? Now, I want to take you through a beautiful, I'm going to invite you to open, if possible, your videos. I want to see your body language. Night suit paya, tode raat hegi hai, some of you are cooking, doesn't matter. Stay on mute. Can I invite some of you to open your video so that I don't feel like I'm leading this to just myself? Thank you, Jigar ji. Thank you so much. Jasmel ji, thank you. Jacinda, thank you. Bahut shukrana to see. It's so nice to see who I have addressed. Jaswinder, I have known a long time. She's been part of many, many of my sessions, personal and otherwise. ਹੋਰ ਉੱਤਮ ਕੌਰ ਅਰੋੜਾ ਜੀ, ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਐਗਜ਼ਾਮਪਲ ਬਣ ਗਏ ਸੀ ਸਾਰੇ ਲਈ. ਅੱਜ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਵੀਡੀਓ
Oh,
ਔਨ ਕਰ ਲਓ if
it's
possible.
okay. It's okay.
I won't force you, but I can see, ਮੈਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਦੇਖ ਸਕਾਂਗੀ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਗਾਈਡ ਕਰ ਸਕਾਂਗੀ. I can see ਮਨਜੀਤ ਕੌਰ ਸਿੱਧੂ ਜੀ. Okay. Now, whatever you're comfortable with. So nice to see you, Uttam Kaur ji. I probably chose the right candidate. I'm sure there's grandchildren involved, and that example was a good example. Okay, should we go with the ਚਲੋ ਆਪਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਸਤਸੰਗ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ. ਇਸ ਸਤਸੰਗ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਿਮਰਨ, we will not chant, but I will give you the prompt. ਹਾਂਜੀ, ਪਾਵਰਫੁਲ ਹੋਏਗੀ, ਸ਼ਾਇਦ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਕਦੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੋਏਗਾ. just follow my prompt. and ਆਪਾਂ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ inner critic ਹੈਗਾ ਹੈ, ਜਿਹੜਾ monkey mind ਹੈ, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਾਡਾ ਮਨ ਦੇ ਸੰਤੁਲਨ ਨੂੰ disturb ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ ਨਾ, ਆਪਾਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਅੱਜ ਕੰਟਰੋਲ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਹੈ. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਅੱਜ ਐਕਸਪੀਰੀਅੰਸ ਕਰਨਾ, ਐਂਡ ਪੂਰੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਪਰਿਵਾਰ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਕਰਿਓ ਜੀ ਪਲੀਜ਼. ਇਹ ਮੇਰੀ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ you must share with your family if it resonates with you later. ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਜੀ, ਆਪਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰੀਏ. Okay, it is called the quiet inner room, and apa 5 to 7 minutes we will be in this practice. After that we will have question answers and we will close. But jada inner critic hai, it is the voice that doubts, judges, replays and creates fears. And ਜਦੋਂ ਇਹ monkey mind ਨਾਲ ਮਿਲ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ, ਫਿਰ ਸਾਡੇ thoughts ਇੱਧਰ ਉੱਧਰ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਨੇ. So today we are trying to tame it. ਮਤਲਬ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਇੱਕ you get a puppy, ਛੋਟਾ ਜਿਹਾ dog ਜਾਂ cat, we tame ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਨਾ ਆਪਾਂ. We are trying to create a relationship with these two buggers, है ना? So the monkey mind and the inner critic. So we are going to learn in this meditation how to observe, how to dissolve, how to reclaim our inner. So let's start. आप comfortably बैठ जाइए. If you have something to lean against, it's fine. जे नहीं हैगा and you're comfortable, just let your spine rise थोड़ा जा, relax feel करिए आपा. And slowly we're going to close our eyes. Slowly, videos on रहने दो जे on ने. No one is here, you're in a sacred, safe space, no one's judging. Take a slow breath up, a deep inhalation लवांगे. Breathe in, hold it, and धीरे से release करो. Normally also we should breathe like this. Panic, anxiety ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਡੀ breath ਤੇਜ਼ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ. One more deep breath. ਆਪਾਂ ਸਾਹ ਅੰਦਰ ਲਵਾਂਗੇ. Hold ਕਰੀਏ. Let's relax our shoulders. Let go of the breath. And ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬੈਠੇ ਹੋ on a chair, feel your feet. ਆਪਣੇ ਪੈਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਹੁਤ firmly ਜ਼ਮੀਨ ਤੇ feel ਕਰੋ. ਇੱਕ contact feel ਕਰੋ. ਜਿੱਥੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ feel ਕਰੋਗੇ safe and supported. ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਚੌਂਕੜੀ ਮਾਰੀ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ, it's not a problem. Just imagine ਕਰ ਲਓ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ feet, because Mother Earth ਜਿਹੜੀ ਧਰਤੀ ਹੈ ਸਾਡੀ, also has a lot of energy. ਇਹਦੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੇ vibrations ਨੇ. So ਆਪਾਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ align ਕਰਨ ਦੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ. ਠੀਕ ਹੈ? Breathe in. ਹੌਲੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਸਾਹ release ਕਰੋ. ਹੁਣ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਇਨਰ ਸੀਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਅੱਖਾਂ ਬੰਦ ਰੱਖੀ ਆਪਾਂ. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੋਡੀ ਨੂੰ ਨਾ ਇਮੇਜਿਨ ਕਰੋ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੋਡੀ ਚੋਂ ਨਿਕਲ ਕੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਵੱਲ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ. ਜਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਇਮੇਜਿਨ, ਜਸਟ ਸਕੈਨਿੰਗ ਕਰੋ ਆਪਣੀ ਬੋਡੀ. ਜਿਵੇਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਕੈਨਿੰਗ ਮਸ਼ੀਨ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਜਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਐਕਸਰੇ ਲਈ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ, ਓਕੇ ਨਾ, ਉਹ ਮਸ਼ੀਨ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪੂਰਾ ਸਕੈਨ ਕਰਦੀ. ਉਸ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ scan your body from the top of your head to your toe. ਹੌਲੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਬੋਡੀ ਨੂੰ ਸਕੈਨ ਕਰੋ. ਜਿੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਟੈਨਸ਼ਨ ਫੀਲ ਹੋਏਗੀ, ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਜੋ ਲਾਈਨ ਰਿਲੀਜ਼ ਕਰੋ. ਜੋ ਲਾਈਨ ਨੂੰ, ਉਹ ਜੋ ਲਾਈਨ ਕਈ ਵਾਰ ਆਪਾਂ ਦ੍ਰਿੜਤਾ ਜਾਂ ਰੈਜ਼ੋਲੂਸ਼ਨ, ਹਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਲਾਈਫ ਚ ਕਰਨਾ, ਰਿਲੈਕਸ ਕਰੋ. ਹੁਣ ਇਹ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਸਪੇਸ ਹੈ ਹੁਣ ਲਈ. ਹੌਲੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਸ਼ੋਲਡਰਸ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰ ਚੱਕ ਕੇ ਥੱਲੇ ਰਿਲੀਜ਼ ਕਰ ਲਓ. ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਲੱਗ ਰਿਹਾ ਸ਼ੋਲਡਰਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਟੈਨਸ਼ਨ ਹੈ, ਆਪਾਂ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਸਦੀਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਕੀ ਬੈਗੇਜ, ਕੀ ਥਾਟਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਰਵ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ, ਚੱਕ ਕੇ ਅੱਜ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਥੱਲੇ ਉਤਾਰ ਦਈਏ. One more time, you can relax your shoulders. Belly, ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ belly abdomen ਬਹੁਤ ਟਾਈਟ ਹੈ, ਇੱਕ ਸਾਹ ਲਓ, ਉਹਨੂੰ ਰਿਲੀਜ਼ ਕਰੋ. ਹੌਲੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਵਾਚਰ ਬਣ ਜਾਈਏ, ਆਪਣੀ ਬੋਡੀ ਦਾ ਵਾਚਰ ਬਣ ਜਾਈਏ. ਨਾਓ ਇਮੇਜਿਨ ਕਰੋ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਮਾਈਂਡ ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਇੱਕ ਰੂਮ ਹੈਗਾ. ਉਹ ਰੂਮ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਸਪੇਸ ਹੈ for the next 1 or 2 minutes. ਮਾਈਂਡ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਰੂਮ ਇਮੇਜਿਨ ਕਰੋ. ਥਾਟਸ ਆਣਗੇ ਜਾਣਗੇ, ਵਿਜ਼ਿਟਰਸ ਵਾਂਗੂ ਅਲਾਉ ਕਰੋ. ਇਟਸ ਓਕੇ. ਬਟ ਯਾਦ ਰੱਖੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹ ਥਾਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋ, ਯੂ ਆਰ ਦ ਵਾਚਰ. ਬਹੁਤ ਛੇਤੀ ਥਾਟਸ ਆਣਗੇ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਣ ਦੋ, ਆਣ ਦੋ, ਜਾਣ ਦੋ. ਯੂ ਜਸਟ ਵਾਚਿੰਗ ਯੋਰ ਥਾਟਸ. ਹੁਣ ਇਸ ਕੁਆਇਟ ਰੂਮ ਵਿੱਚ ਲੈਟਸ ਇਨਵਾਈਟ ਆਵਰ ਇਨਰ ਕ੍ਰਿਟਿਕ ਟੂ ਕਮ ਫਾਰਵਰਡ. ਇਨਰ ਕ੍ਰਿਟਿਕ ਜਿਹਨੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਹਰੇਕ ਚੀਜ਼ ਆਪਣੀ ਲਾਈਫ 'ਚ ਕੀਤੀ, ਉਹਨੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਜੱਜ ਕੀਤਾ, ਡਾਊਟ ਕੀਤਾ, ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਨਫ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤਾ, ਗਿਲਟੀ ਫੀਲਿੰਗਸ, ਇਨਰ ਵਿਕਟਮ. ਉਹ ਇਨਰ ਕ੍ਰਿਟਿਕ ਨੂੰ ਕਹੋ ਅੱਗੇ ਆ ਜਾ, not as an enemy. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਝਾਕ ਕੇ ਦੇਖੋ, ਇਹ ਇਨਰ ਕ੍ਰਿਟਿਕ, what does it look like? ਇੱਕ ਸ਼ੇਪ, ਇੱਕ ਸ਼ੈਡੋ, ਇੱਕ ਵੌਇਸ ਜੀ ਸੁਨੇਗੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ. ਅਗਰ none of these things, ਉਹਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਨਾਮ ਦੇ ਦਿਓ, ਕੋਈ ਵੀ। It can be ਇੱਕ ਬਚਪਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੁਝ ਸੁਣਿਆ। Give this inner critic a name today. ਸ਼ੈਤਾਨ ਕਹਿ ਦੋ, ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਦਿਓ। Whatever name comes to your mind, don't judge it. Because ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਬਾਅਦ ਜਦੋਂ ਵੀ inner critic ਆ ਕੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ disturb ਕਰੇਗਾ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨਾਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ address ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ। ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਕੋਈ ਨਾਂ ਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਉਹਦੇ ਲਈ, ਚਾਲੂ, ਸ਼ੈਤਾਨ ਜਾਂ loving name ਦੇ ਦਿਓ ਕੋਈ, because you're trying to create a relationship. ਇੱਕ silent acknowledge ਕਰੋ ਉਹਨੂੰ। Address karo by its name or just what you see, this inner critic ਜਿਹਨੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ life ਇੰਨੀ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਤੰਗ ਕਰਕੇ ਰੱਖੀ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ, ਇੰਨੇ doubts create ਕੀਤੇ, ਇੰਨੀ judgment for yourself and others, and ਇਹਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛੋ ਪਿਆਰ ਨਾਲ, what are you really trying to protect me from? ਧਿਆਨ ਨਾਲ ਸੁਣੋ। ਕਈ ਵਾਰ in this pause you can listen and get answers. ਉਹਨੂੰ ਪਿਆਰ ਨਾਲ ਕਹੋ, inner critic ਨੂੰ। Use the name if you have one, otherwise just say, I hear you, I see you, but hun, I choose peace. I am not fearful anymore. I am supported by my divine presence. Holly, Holly, you will feel that the inner critic, ਜੇ ਇੱਕ ਸ਼ੇਪ ਸੀਗੀ ਉਹ soften ਹੋ ਕੇ ਜਾਂ ਤਾਂ fade ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ, or the inner critic becomes silent. This room inside your head, just feel how it has become quieter, how the mind is more still. You are in control because you are aware. And I want you to say either loudly or in your mind, ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ confident or loudly ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ, say loudly or in your mind, I am calm in the midst of life's currents. ਆਪਾਂ 3 ਵਾਰ ਕਵਾਂਗੇ. And that's why I always like people to unmute themselves when we say this. Together we are better, but apne apne spaces. I am calm in the midst of life's currents. Now you will see, feel karo ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜਾ monkey mind ਵੀ ਸੀਗਾ, ਜਿਹੜੇ thoughts ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀਗਾ, past and present, has calmed down. It is sitting still. Tell yourself, ਅੱਜ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ inner critic and monkey mind ਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ power ਨਹੀਂ ਦੇਵਾਂਗੇ ਆਪਾਂ। ਕਦੇ ਵੀ disturbance feel ਕੀਤੀ in the future, all you have to do is talk to your inner critic and your monkey mind. And ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਝਿੜਕੀ ਵੀ ਦੇ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ। You can say, hush, keep quiet and sit down at the back of the room. That is a very powerful affirmation and visualization. Life which you can also teach the children who have doubts on the job they want to take, of the choices of partners they're making. Just tell them, sit quiet and quieten the inner critic and the monkey mind. Slowly feel the strength that you are regaining. Beshak, because it's the first time, you might have not accessed him, her. When you sit with this practice every day, you will seek power and become the master. Let's slowly say goodbye to both these nutcut fellows, the inner critic and the monkey mind. Before you say goodbye, Ononukao, we will always talk to them when they are naughty and they jump tree to tree. This is true for each one of us. Say to yourself, I will be rooted in the present. I will be rooted only in the present. I will be rooted in the present. And no one can shake me from the union with Satguru. Vaheguru de naal union which mera koi baadha nahi pa sakta. With that resolve, I want you to start slowly with a smile, opening your eyes. Open, wriggle your shoulders. Feel that. How do you feel? Slowly with a smile. Yes, you can move around and settle your energy. And I would love now, even Masi Sue, how did you feel? Did you see your inner critic? What is the conversation you had? What did it sound like? And what would your life feel if you no longer believed what they say? Thank you, Jasmail Singh ji. Masi Sue, if you're there, do you want to share? And then one other person, or ask me questions.
Oh dear, I'm still in it.
I can't hear you, Masi Sue.
Oh, I am unmuted.
No, you are not muted, but I think your voice is very, very gentle.
Okay,
Unless it is on me.
I don't have a very good internet connection, so it
No,
goes
I
off
hear
and
you
on.
now. I can hear you now. Hanji. How did that feel, Masi Sue?
I'm still in that meditative state. It takes a while to come out. But
It's a
I feel
deep
very,
practice.
very, very, very light, very peaceful. And this is like a very beautiful happiness, joy coming from inside. Very light. And
That's nice.
the monkey seldom disturbs me, but the monkey stayed away.
Good. See, these practices can be childlike, but they're not childish. Actually, they're very powerful. ਕਦੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਨਾਮ
Yes,
ਨਹੀਂ ਦਿੱਤਾ, ਅਸੀਂ ਕਦੀ ਅਹਿਸਾਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤਾ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਜੇ ਇਨਰ ਵੌਇਸ ਹੈ ਕੀ, ਕਿਉਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਡਾਊਟਸ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਨੇ, ਕਿਉਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਲੈਸ ਫੀਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ, why we don't feel good enough. And now after today you have a way of controlling it. Yeah, thank you for sharing.
yes,
Anyone else?
yes, darling. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Jujar.
Sat Sri Akal ji.
Sat Sri Akal ji. Yeah. Uh, I'm not new to this, what you have just done. So I fully support what you are doing because it's very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. To me, any chaos, anything is actually a feedback from the divine. To no feedback on the it's just like you are shooting a missile. If it's going off the course, you get a feedback. So my monkey mind is actually the divine telling me. It's in NLP term, you just reframe the whole thing. And what you have done many times is actually reframing the situation. So at the end of the day, what Bani no, Mana Jite Jagdit is basically we control our life. That's all. Basically, we cannot blame anybody else. I can see you now, but you are me and I am you if I see the divine in you. So if that is the case, how can I say the divine is saying something wrong? But Jime is just like her doctor Kole, you have the medicine. So different medicine for different people.
Yes. For
I am
different
very,
ages.
I'm very, very happy to see you. Yeah, to see you, and I bless you for the work that you're doing.
Thank you. Thank you,
Eh,
Ji. It means a lot.
yeah, it now the world requires people like yourself.
Thank you, Ji. Thank you so much. It is
Yeah,
very
Very much.
true that
yeah.
every single person we are connected. ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਇੱਕ ਸਮਝੋ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਟੈਪੈਸਟਰੀ ਹੈਗਾ ਉਸ different ਧਾਗੇ ਲੈ ਕੇ when we put the design together, that's how we are coming from different backgrounds, different experiences. But if we don't bring there's a word, again, you talked about NLP, and I am also an NLP practitioner, कि एक होंदी है positive, toxic positivity. Oh,
Mm.
positive. See, this toxic positivity is something also where we have to shift from being delusional that everything is okay. जिस दिन आपा एहसास कर लांगे everything is not okay, but I can make it okay. You have to work towards it. ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਕਿ challenges नहीं ਹੁੰਦੇ, but you have to find solutions and stay centered. ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ नौनिहाल हो जाना in trying to make it okay. Sometimes the union with the divine that you rightfully said is in surrender. So surrender is a very, very strong कि ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹਾਲਾਤ ਨੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੋ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਪ੍ਰਕਟ ਹੋ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ in my life, they are there to strengthen you. And what are they showing you? Every challenge comes with a message. ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹ ਟਟੋਲੋਗੇ ਉਹ ਸਮਝ ਲੋਗੇ, you will also find the strength with grace and dignity. ਮੈਂ ਇਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਆ, appear with grace and dignity. ਉਹਦੇ
It
ਨਾਲ
just,
you can
yeah,
sail through beautifully.
it's just like what is written in the Bani. Jo nar dukh mein dukh nahi mane, sukh mein sukh nahi mane. So you
Exactly.
literally,
Yes.
everything is a feedback.
Yeah. Yeah.
So everything is a feedback. So the moment you begin to realize, हर चीज मैनू वाहिगुरु मेरे नाल गल कर रहा. It's
Very
not,
true. Yeah. Yeah.
it's not Minku talking to me. I'm
Yeah.
talking to the divine.
Absolutely. Soul to soul. Okay.
Yeah,
And then
so
if form na dekho, don't see the form, just see the soul. Also, I want to mention something else for everyone at this stage: gratitude. So gratitude is something that we all have. A lot of us have forgotten. जिना मर्जी आपा कर लिए, ये जड़ा आपा सब तो पहला तो सत श्री अकाल करते हैं या नमस्ते करते हैं. It is this. The root behind this is and जदों आपा करते हैं, it is not just an acknowledgement and a greeting. It is to say I recognize the divine in you, as
absolutely.
you should recognize the divine in me. A union
Yes.
हैगा है. And the other thing about gratitude, I wanted to share with everyone. Gratitude, I run this 28-day journaling practice. ਹੁਣ ਮੇਰਾ ਇੱਕ course ਜਾਰੀ ਹੈ. We are on day 13. And I would like to offer this whenever you want to all of you. ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ prompt ਆਏਗਾ in the morning. See, now gratitude has become a neuroscience. Before it used to say कि एक ही fuzzy, एक ही funky जो word हैगा, but now it's a neuroscience. And just 2 weeks ago, I had a neuroscientist called Dr. Melissa Hughes. She spoke and addressed about 100 of us, all the way from US. And we realized what is happening with the inner brain. Je tusi samjhoge mental makeup, the amygdala, the prefrontal vortex, sara kuch jado samjhoge, it is actually a science. So I'm very happy to offer a 28-day. Every morning you will receive one prompt from me. Hanji, रोज सवेरे पूरा दिन शुक्राना करने, you will be aware. One day you will give gratitude whole day to your organs, another day to your relatives, another day abundance. End of the day, dunyadari chalanli, you also need cash, you need abundance in financially. So we every day change, and by the end of the 28 days, you can manifest things which is unbelievable. एक छोटा सा एग्जाम्पल देंदी हां मैं ਇਹ ਜਦੋਂ 5 ਸਾਲ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ I had offered 28 days journaling practice. One of my first batches was a lady called Joy, and this was I was doing it under the joyfulness code. And ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਸੀ ਕਿ she's from Nigeria, and she said ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹੇ condition ਚ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ where there's a lot of crime around. I'm not happy that my children are in this kind of space. ਉਹਨੇ visualization ਕੀਤਾ, very powerful. So she did a vision board. ਉਹਦਾ ਵੀ ਇੱਕ ਤਰੀਕਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ which I explain when we start the course. And she took from a magazine a picture of a very nice house, and she put it on a vision board, and every day she was manifesting, saying gratitude, imagining जैसे वो already उस घर विच पहुंच चुकी है. हाँ? And you will not believe, 3 times her husband had been rejected from loans. Literally, I think on the 35th day or something, call I Bank Cho, because she was positive, she was doing affirmations, she was giving gratitude to the universe, and they had actually accepted the loan. They had actually rejected 3 times. Ape unhone call आई, he got a pay rise from his boss, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਿ ਬੜਾ ਖੜੂਸ ਸੀਗਾ. I mean, he thought never will he get a rise, and they could manage to do the down payment for the house. So the other thing we can all do is really to do shukrana. We can do simran, seva, selfless service, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਿ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਵਿੱਚ we grow up with that, right? So gratitude, whoever has heard about Oprah Winfrey, she actually says कि जो मैं आज हैगी है, be thankful. She says for everything that you have, if you're thankful, more abundance comes. If you concentrate on what you don't have, ਜੇ glass ਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਿਰਫ ਆਧਾ ਖਾਲੀ ਦੇਖੋਗੇ, she says if you concentrate on what you don't have, you will never have enough. That is the crux of life. Let's shift our focus to what we have versus what we don't have, and surrender karo to the hukum of Bani, hukum of Guruji. ਜਦੋਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਹੁਕਮ ਰਜ਼ਾਈ ਚਲਨਾ, ਨਾਨਕ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਨਾਲ. Walk in the will of God. That is written in your destiny. ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ resistance ਹੈ, we should release it, and that is the major cause of inner suffering and chaos. So I am open to questions depending on Masisu, but I invite you all, before I end, to carry this gift of today, this calm as a gift, not for yourself, but for everyone around you whose lives you will touch. With that, I wrap up my session with great shukrana and gratitude कि भी मैंने ये मौका मिला to do this, and anything else, the forum is yours.
Thank you so much, Minku. That is really, really wonderful. Anybody want to ask questions? Please feel free to do so. Gratitude we are doing already. Almost all of us are doing gratitude. I can't think of anyone who is not doing it. We even give gratitude for the pain, for the misery, for the suffering, so that we are good at. Now, anyone who, even if you can think of any questions later, just post it on the chat and I can forward it to Minku.
Absolutely. I am open to any questions that are baad vich aayega. Just make this practice of self-doubt, the inner critic and the monkey mind very powerful for yourself. Odali,
जी,
you will have to talk to it. Okay?
yes.
Okay.
Okay, everyone. No questions, so we wrap up.
That
Thank
is so
you.
good.
It was brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you
What
so much, Minku. That was